All right, let's talk about something that drives so many of us crazy, the tummy pooch. Do you know exactly what I'm talking about? That little area that just seems to have a mind of its own, especially when you're trying to wear something a little more fitted. Well, in this explainer, we're going to look at the go-to quick fix, but then we're going to dig way deeper into a root cause you probably haven't even considered. And wow, is this a shared feeling or what? This quote from a Reddit user just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures that feeling, the discomfort, the self-consciousness, the way it can just totally tank your confidence in an outfit. It's a struggle so many people can relate to. So that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? When you want that smooth, flat silhouette, is the only option really to squeeze yourself into shapewear that, as we just heard, can feel pretty awful? Or is there something else going on here? Okay, so let's start with the most direct solution. You know, the one everybody reaches for when they need that instant fix. We're diving into the world of tummy control. So, what even is an extra firm tummy tucker? Well, according to Athena Plastic Surgery, it's not just about squishing everything in. The real idea is targeted compression. It's about applying firm, steady pressure specifically to that lower belly area to give you that instantly flatter look. And you can see why they're so popular, right? The benefits are immediate. You get that confidence boost because your clothes just hang better. You get that instant slimming effect for a sleeker profile. And honestly, today's shapewear is so versatile, you can wear it with pretty much anything, and it's designed to be way more comfortable than the old school stuff. So what's the magic behind it? Well, a lot of the time, the secret ingredient is this stuff called power mesh. Just picture a strong, grid-like fabric, usually made of nylon and spandex. It's tough, but it's also super breathable and flexible. That's the tech that gives you firm control without making you feel like you're completely shrink wraps. Okay, so that's the quick fix. But, and this is a big but, what if the issue isn't really about what's on the surface at all? This is where we take a turn. Let's look past the symptoms and explore a much deeper, more structural reason for that tummy pooch. And this right here is the game-changing question. We're so quick to blame a little extra fat or maybe what we ate for lunch, but what if the real culprit has nothing to do with that? What if it's your posture? What if the way you're literally holding your body is what's pushing your stomach out? Yeah, this thing actually has a name. It's called anterior pelvic tilt, or APT for short. As the experts at Pro Remedy Physio explain it, it's a posture issue where your pelvis literally tilts forward, kind of like a bowl of water tipping over at the front. This forces your lower back into a deep curve and, you guessed it, shoves your abdomen forward. And you can really see the difference when you put them side by side. Look, with a neutral pelvis on the left, the spine is nice and straight and your core muscles are doing their job supporting your organs. But with APT on the right, that forward tilt creates this big curve in your low back. It physically pushes all your abdominal contents forward, creating that pooch. This isn't about fat, it's about mechanics. So let's get into the science of this. How does this even happen? What's actually making the pelvis tilt forward like that? Well, the answer is all about a battle between your muscles. It really all boils down to a muscular tug of war. On one side, you have tight hip flexors and back muscles that are pulling the front of your pelvis down and arching your back. And on the other side, your abs and your glutes are weak and they've just given up. They can't provide that counter pull to keep things neutral. And a huge reason for this imbalance? A modern sedentary lifestyle with way too much sitting. And check this out. Research is pointing to one muscle group as the absolute MVP in this fight. A 2024 study found that the gluteus maximus, yep, your main butt muscle, is critical. It wasn't just involved in every single corrective movement they studied, it had the strongest link to actually being able to change the pelvic tilt. So the takeaway here is huge. Strong glutes are key to a healthy posture. All right, so we've laid out two very different things, right? There's the appearance of a pooch, and then there's the potential reality of a postural imbalance. That means we have two totally different paths we can take to fix it. So path one is all about managing the appearance for that immediate result. First, and this is so important, get the right fit. So many people size down in shapewear thinking tighter is better, but that actually makes things worse. It just causes more bulging and it's super uncomfortable. Always use the size chart. Second, pick a style that works for your shape. And finally, go for comfort. Look for those flexible, breathable fabrics we were talking about earlier. Now, path two, this is the long game. This is about actually fixing the underlying problem by rebalancing those muscles. You've got to strengthen the weak ones and stretch the tight ones. Things like glute bridges and squats are perfect for targeting those super important glutes. Planks and dead bugs will build up your core. And then a good hip flexor stretch helps release that constant forward pull on your pelvis. It's about bringing your body back into harmony. So we've looked at shapewear as the immediate fix and posture work as the long-term strategy. Where does that leave us? Are we just treating a symptom here, or are we actually finding a real solution? And here's the most important takeaway, I think. These two paths, they are not enemies. You don't have to choose one or the other. You can absolutely use shapewear as a tool for a specific event or outfit to feel amazing right now. But at the very same time, you can be working on those corrective exercises for your long-term health, for better alignment, and for a naturally flatter stomach. One is for the moment, the other is for life. And that really brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. The next time you're feeling frustrated about that tummy pooch, just take a second and ask yourself this. What am I really trying to fix here? Is it just about the way I look, or is it about the way my body actually functions and feels every single day? The answer might just change your entire approach.